house-to-house registration legal. Tullow strikes oil at Jethro 1 well. Economy grew by 4% at the half-year mark, and Guyana achieves record-breaking 73% overall pass rate at CSEC. This is InfoHub Recap. Stay with us for the next half an hour as we take you through major stories covered during the period August 12 to 16.
The future of Guyana has never looked better. Our nation is on the cusp of a development program like never seen before. While Guyana is now emerging as an energy giant through the discovery of massive reserves of oil and natural gas, it is your government's intention that the huge benefits emerging from this will go where it matters most, to you, the people of this beloved country. There is a surge of confidence in the way Guyana is governed once again, and the level of investor interest is unprecedented. Guyana is poised to become the breadbasket of the region, and the pace at which this nation will grow through prudent fiscal management will be nothing short of impressive. But more than anything else will be the way every Guyanese, regardless of color, class, or creed, becomes a part of this historic period of national transformation, sharing in the wealth and well-being of it all as one Guyana.
Thanks for joining us. GCOM's house-to-house registration exercise is not unlawful or unconstitutional. On Wednesday, the acting Chief Justice Roxanne George delivered the ruling in the High Court, where she also stated that this court cannot fix a date for elections.
As in its case before the Caribbean Court of Justice, all requests made by the opposition to the High Court were refused by the Chief Justice. Accountant Christopher Ram had sought the court's assistance to put an end to the house-to-house registration being conducted by the Guyana Elections Commission. The Chief Justice ruled this afternoon that there is nothing illegal about the very important exercise. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senior Counsel Basil Williams said the judgment was well-reasoned.
What is very important is that the house is not unconstitutional. No date was ever fixed by the CCJ, and she wouldn't fix the date either. Nor no elections are to be held in 3 months, as they had contended. And generally, there was nothing that was asked for by the applicant that was successful.
Ram, through his attorney Anil Nandlal, had asked the court to set a time frame for elections for September 18. However, Chief Justice Roxanne George said the language of the CCJ was quite clear. She said the highest appellate court refrained from setting a date for the elections and that the lower court will also follow suit.
The court could not, and this court cannot, refix the date of the NCM to June 18, 2019, when it was validly passed on December 21, 2018. It is not within the jurisdiction of the court to do so. To do so would be to disregard the rule of law and act contrary to the dictates of the Constitution, which the court is duty bound to uphold.
Another challenge before the Chief Justice was the legality of the appointment of GCOM lawyer Stanley Marcus. The court found that in the absence of a chairman, the CEO is the next most senior functionary and was well within his right to select an attorney to represent the Commission. Chief Justice Roxanne George ruled that the applicant, Christopher Ram, will pay the Chief Executive Officer $500,000, while 75% and 80% of that amount respectively will be paid to GCOM's lawyer and the Attorney General. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Guyana's oil reserves continue to increase as the Tullow Oil Company strikes liquid gold at the Jethro 1 exploration well.
We came up with 181 feet of net pay of sandstone, very high quality sandstone reservoir, which in turn translates to 55 meters. And this this thickness exceeds our best estimate pre-drill assumptions. So potentially it's a much bigger discovery than we anticipated. But I think the main issue here is that it de-risks the entire, at least tertiary, sandstones that we see across the entire block.
Halsman was at the time appearing on a podcast produced by UK-based Proactive Investors on Tuesday. He explained that 181 feet of net pay is equivalent to a 15-story building worth of sand full of oil, which potentially stretches over 20 square kilometers.
The quality of it and the porosity of it and the fact that the entire sandstone is soaked with oil and bringing out the samples was so easy, gives us a lot of confidence that next year with a simple appraisal we can actually consider this Jethro lobe alone as a standalone field.
The chief executive said the discovery has increased confidence in the company's operations in Guyana.
We have a very big confidence now in the block and in the teams that actually managed to come up with a first discovery in the first attempt. And I think the future looks really, really bright.
On Monday, it was announced that the exploration well, which was drilled in the Orunduk block, discovered oil in commercial quantities. The discovery was made by Tullow Guyana BV, who is the operator of the Orunduk block with a 60% stake. Total ENP Guyana BV holds 25%, while Eco Atlantic Oil and Gas holds 15%.
India's new High Commissioner to Guyana, His Excellency Dr. K.J. Srinivasa, was accredited this week. At the swearing-in, His Excellency President David Granger said that Guyana looks forward to continued cooperation between the two nations.
President Granger noted that India was among the first countries to establish diplomatic relations with Guyana after it gained independence on May 26, 1966.
Guyana and India have enjoyed excellent relations over the past 53 years. Our relations have been characterized by cooperation and collaboration in the fields of agriculture, culture, diplomacy, public health, housing, public information and communications technology, public infrastructure, investment, renewable energy, sport, trade, training, and water.
The head of state said relations continue to be enhanced by high-level contacts between officials of both states.
Guyana signed and ratified the framework agreement of the International Solar Alliance in January 2018. I reaffirmed our commitment to the alliance during my own attendance at the first summit of the International Solar Alliance held in New Delhi in March last year. Guyana looks forward to continuing its cooperation in India in pursuit of its goal of becoming a solar state, a key component of Guyana's Green State Development Strategy.
High Commissioner His Excellency Dr. K.J. Srinivasa reiterated India's commitment to assist in the overall development of Guyana.
Immense opportunities exist for both our countries to further enhance bilateral trade, particularly in agriculture and food processing, oil and gas, renewable sources of energy, forestry, drugs and pharmaceuticals, health infrastructure, education, etc. India is committed to Guyana's overall development, and India's participation in the development process in various sectors of Guyana's economy would continue, which would help in bringing the two countries closer.
His Excellency President David Granger has met with the new country director for UNAIDS for Guyana and Suriname, Dr. Michael Gibbon. The new director replaces Dr. Martin Udit, who has served a successful 4-year tenure. During a courtesy call to the President on Thursday, Dr. Gibbon committed to ensuring that the progress made in the areas of HIV/AIDS prevention and control is intensified. Guyana has achieved a record-breaking 73% overall pass rate at CSEC. On Wednesday, the results for the May-June CSEC and CAPE examinations were announced at NSERD.
Rihanna Tony from Anna Regina Secondary School is this year's top CSEC performer with 19 grade 1s.
Achieving its highest pass rate in history, Guyana is truly on its way to becoming an education nation.
An analysis of the 2019 results revealed that the overall pass rate at the general and technical proficiencies for grades 1 to 3 was 73, when compared to last year, where we had 69%. This, of course, is the best recorded performance we've done as a country.
The minister also reminded that Guyana has become a regional frontrunner in education.
In many instances, we are above the regional average in several subject areas, and so we would have recorded improved performance, which is evident in 21 subject areas.
CEO Dr. Marcel Hudson said that this year's improved performance is as a result of the Education Ministry working closely with teachers, parents, and students.
The results point to signs of hope and the fact that we are on a developmental path, developmental trajectory.
This year, 11,467 students sat the Caribbean Examination Council CSEC examinations in May-June with 67,500 subject entries, while 880 students sat the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE through 10 sixth form schools and 5 private centers.
From NSERD in Kingston with senior videographer Kenny Ann Bacchus, Letitia Isaacs for InfoHub.
Rihanna Tony from the Anna Regina Secondary School has made her school and region proud. Tony secured the top position at CSEC with 19 grade 1s. InfoHub took its cameras to the region to get in on the excitement following the announcement of the results.
Region 2 does it again, claiming this year's top coveted spot for the CSEC examinations.
The Cinderella County has been proving time and time again that quality education and outstanding performance is not limited to Georgetown.
Anna Regina Secondary School has had a long history of excellent performance. Securing the top spot with 19 grade 1s, Rihanna Tony attributed her success to her parents and her teachers.
Well, I'm ecstatic that Region 2 is doing so well. Because, I mean, for the grade 6 assessment, we came out on top. And I'm very happy to, make my region proud.
The 16-year-old Anna Regina Secondary Multilateral School student said she was euphoric when she learned of her results on Wednesday. Surrounded by her family, teachers, and friends, she explained that she wrote 19 subjects because she has the ability to do so.
Well, I decided to write 19 subjects because I wanted to, just challenge myself partially and also to gain knowledge from all the other subject areas so that I can have an easier choice to choose as much careers as I want.
Tony is adamant that she wants to become a microbiologist.
Because I love biology and I think microbiology is an interesting field.
So now knowing that you're going to get probably one of the most coveted scholarships, what do you think you're going to do with it?
Well, I'm going to use it wisely and choose a university to attend.
When asked their secret formula, Deputy Headmistress Rajkumari Lal spoke of the dedication of the teachers and staff and the genuine love for the students' development.
It's a partnership effort. As we all know, success is never achieved in isolation. So it's a partnership, first of all, with the parents, the students, the teachers, the Department of Education, and the region as a whole.
She described the students as well-rounded and added that Essequibo is also proud to have the top NGSA student, Venetia Lal, attend ARMS in September. In existence since 1961, Anna Regina Secondary School, formerly known as Anna Regina Multilateral School, ARMS, enrolls students from nearby catchment areas, the Pomeroon River, the lakes, and the islands in the region, and is even home to students from as far as Bartica.
From the Anna Regina Secondary School in Cottonfield, Region 2, with videographer Kareem Peters, Letitia Isaacs for InfoHub.
Back in Georgetown, we caught up with the aspiring Dr. Shanome Milling from St. Rose's High School. Milling emerged top student of this year's Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE.
18-year-old Shaname Milling, who spent her secondary school days at the St. Rose's High School, was elated to speak about her achievements. Shaname says she was ecstatic after learning about her achievements. She said a lot of emphasis was placed on her studies, as such sacrifices had to be made.
I was excited. I was excited to know that, the work that I've put in over the past year really paid off. I had to study a lot. I went to lessons. I practically lived at lessons on the weekends. I had to do my IAs, get homeworks and assignments in check. It was a lot of work. Well, I am going to take a gap year. And during that year, I'm going to go back to St. Rose's and give back as being a lab tech. And then after that, I'm going to apply to university to do medicine.
The future medical practitioner had many to thank for their support and encouragement during her preparation for the examinations.
Everyone helped in their own little way, whether it was to lend me a textbook or just to give me some words of encouragement when I was down. They all helped in their own little way. My family for supporting me, and my family also goes out to my church family as well, for praying for me, uplifting me through hard times. Yeah, everyone did their part, did play a part in my success.
Shaname gained 9 grade 1s and 2 grade 2s from the 11 subjects she wrote. She encourages other students who will be sitting CAPE 2019 to follow their dreams.
I would just like to say to those who are writing next year to believe in yourself, put in the hard work, and you set your goals and you go after those goals that you set.
Kellen Rover for InfoHub.
The youths definitely made their mark this week. The sitting of the 5th Annual Youth Parliament saw heated debates on Wednesday, where the government side of the House was successful in tabling motions.
We're here at the conclusion of the first sitting of the 5th Annual National Youth Parliament, where the government, led by Honorable Charlie Adar, Prime Minister, has been declared the winner of the proceedings.
I'm proud of all of you, and I commend all of you for your great performance. I can see that the future of Guyana is bright, and I know that each of you, as you navigate your developmental journey, you will contribute to moving Guyana from strength to strength.
At just 15 years old, Charlie has indicated that he has a passion for debating, and this passion has been improved due to him being awarded the best debater at today's proceedings.
This is showing us that there is a serious need to get these other countries on board with us. But how can we ask them to fight in the war against plastic when we ourselves have not taken any measure against it?
My experience has been wonderful. I've met some very interesting people, some very good people on both the government and the opposition, and I've learned a lot. I intend to get into politics, and I intend to get into law, and mostly because I've always enjoyed public speaking growing up, so I believe that it's one of the best ways to use that skill to help people.
Despite their loss, the award of Best Speaker went to the Leader of the Opposition, Brianna Ramnarine. We caught up with her for a few words.
Having an opportunity to be a part of the Youth Parliament 2019 has been a blessing. Honestly, it has, and the experience is amazing.
From the Parliament of Guyana with videographer Leon Leyoung, I am Nkosi Bruce for InfoHub.
The students of the University of Guyana had their turn at the Youth Parliament, taking on a range of issues in a thrilling debate session on Thursday.
While the opposition side of the House came out victorious, scoring a total of 939 points, altogether the youth parliaments were said to have outdone themselves in the exciting debates. The government side scored 865 points. The international relations students debated motions on the formulation of a comprehensive policy document to address the entry of migrants and refugees to Guyana and the use of funds generated from the oil and gas sector. The youth parliamentarians also defended a motion to amend Article 155(1)(a) of the Constitution, which prevents Guyanese with dual citizenship to serve in the National Assembly. Foreign Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenidge, lecturer at the Center for Communication Studies UG Nelsonia Prasad Budram, and Regional Radio Manager, National Communications Network Michelle Abraham Ali, judged the debate.
Many of the participants who contributed today to this exercise, of course, time and practice allows for polish, but many of them did themselves justice and would have performed happily in the House, especially in terms of their capacity to deliver an argument without having to read from a script.
The government side introduced 3 motions, but it was Shadow Minister of Communities Safras Yaqub's presentation in the amendment of the Article 155(1)(a) that earned him the Best Speaker title. Prime Minister Hema Joseph's compelling arguments as she touched on each of the motions was enough to see her gaining Best Debater with 262 points. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
The country's economy grew by 4% at the half-year mark. This was revealed as the Ministry of Finance released its mid-year report. Paul McAdam was there for the unveiling on Wednesday.
According to the Finance Minister, by the half-year mark, Guyana's economy grew by some 4%.
In terms of contributors to our 4% growth to the first half, rice grew by 3.7%, and this was in spite of paddy bug infestation, and we had record yields in the first crop. Other crops grew by 4.8%, and this was driven by root crops, spices, and vegetables. Gold grew by 4.4%, spurred by declarations of small and medium miners. Forestry grew by 8.5%, and this was driven by small and medium concessionaires. Manufacturing, critical to our economy, expanded by 3.6%, and this was driven by rice and light manufacturing, including pharmaceuticals, beverages, edible items, and timber products.
After giving a wrap-up of the sectors that performed very well and some not so well, the minister projects that the end-of-year growth rate will be some 4.5%. This is just above the initially projected growth rate by the International Monetary Fund of 4.4% and just below the initially projected 4.6% growth rate by the government.
Since 2015, we have been operating in a challenging environment, but it has been made more difficult in December 2018, and that remains political uncertainty, and that could have an impact on growth. Of course, this unfavorable weather that we have experiencing well into August, that used to be dry period in the past.
The finance minister did a comparison between the first 4 years of the coalition government's administration's management of the economy versus that of the current opposition leader and former president Bar Jagdio's term in office.
In 2015, we recorded growth of 3.2%. In 2016, 3.4%. In 2017, which is our only bad year, 2.1%. In 2018, 4.1%. And in 2019, we estimated 4.5%. If we were to compare the first 5 years of Mr. Jagdio's presidency, because he loves to compare, so let's do the comparison. In 2001, 1.9%. 2002, 1.1%. 2003, negative 0.6%. 2004, 1.6%. And 2005, negative 5.5%.
From the Ministry of Finance, with videographer Akeem Thomas, Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Government agencies will continue to function even after the current budget comes to an end. Finance Minister, the Honorable Winston Jordan, has given his assurance that until elections are held, there will be no budget prepared and presented.
The rule is that until a budget is passed, the spending agencies are restricted to 1/12 of the previous year's allocation.
Is that a month?
Right. So it's 1/12 on the current side, and on the capital side, they are restricted to no new projects, only rollover or ongoing projects.
The minister made this disclosure during an interview on Vibes 100.1 FM with radio broadcaster Malcolm Ferreira. The holding of elections at the moment depends on the conclusion of the current house-to-house registration or otherwise guidance given by the Guyana Elections Commission chairman. Minister Jordan pointed out that after elections are held, the elected government then has a specific period to prepare a budget.
No budget will be presented after elections, right? Right.
Do you agree with that?
And 3 months, you have 3 months within after the election to present the budget.
With a date for election to be determined and the administration's interim status, President Granger has acknowledged that the government will not pass a national budget. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
Ghana's 100-strong delegation has arrived in the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago for the much-anticipated Carfest 14. InfoHub's team is there to bring us a glimpse of the action.
We caught up with some of the members of the Guyana delegation as they fine-tune their acts before the big night.
This is my first
Carfest I'm experiencing, and I'm really excited about it because of the expectations. I have done Carfest in Guyana, I have done one in Suriname before. These are places that I've lived, and the Carfest is promising. Carfest is one of the places where the talent and the creative industry really come together. And as an artist myself, I'm really looking forward for that connection.
There's a little hint of excitement, mainly because this is the home steel pan, so we gotta put our best foot forward.
The festival brings together renowned writers, artists, and musicians, featuring intercultural dialogue and celebrating the region's diversity. Trinidad and Tobago are hosting this event for the fourth time, the first being in 1992, and then again in 1995 and 2006. Other member states that have hosted this regional event are Guyana in 1972 and 2008, Jamaica in 1976, Cuba in 1979, Barbados in 1981 and in 2017, St. Kitts and Nevis in 2000, Suriname in 2003 and 2013, and Haiti in 2015. For more updates on Carfest 14, follow us on Facebook and pop over to Instagram for the latest pictures at DPI Guyana. Reporting from Hyatt Regency Hotel in Trinidad, I'm Neola Damon with videographer Leon Leung for InfoHub.
Before we wrap up, here is your GCOM tip of the day. Get your documents ready to register. You must have one of these documents: a birth certificate, a valid passport, adoption certificate, or a naturalization certificate. For married women, a marriage certificate is required, and for individuals who had a name change that is not stated on the birth certificate, a deed poll must be presented. Only original documents will be accepted. Remember to get registered. This has been InfoHub Recap, which looked at major stories carried between August 12 to 16. Remember to subscribe to our website for more stories and follow us on our social media platforms. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.